I physically hear things. I don't hear voices because again that would scare me.
Well, M physically hears like actual paranormal things. Whereas I don't.
Oh, you're talking about the tapping?
Yeah, I didn't hear it. I just heard
you didn't hear it?
No, I heard it in my head.
Is there someone in my house? Hi everyone, I'm Em.
And I'm Liv, and we're your Meta Psyckicks. Today we're going to be talking about the Clairs. I don't know if Em's going to put it there, but if she does, there's a space.
Today we are going to be talking about the Clairs. So common ones like Clairvoyance and Clairaudience are psychic abilities that Liv, who's a psychic medium, uses to communicate with spirits and get psychic information like past, present, and future. These are things that mean clear hearing, clear feeling, all of the clears, because that's what Clair means in French.
Yes, she's on it.
I'm on it. On the money.
On the money. Oh my god.
On the money.
Watch our last video to understand what that means. Or if you play charades, just go along with it. It is thought and understood in most texts when they refer to clairs or psychic abilities or whatever metaphysical senses. It's that those abilities do not come from the person themselves. They come from a higher being or a higher power. So
you get all of your information from spirits that are higher up than you are.
Yeah, and like, where would Jesus get his information from?
God.
Yes. I think we should go on a tangent and also say that clairvoyance and the clairs in general are just the metaphysical extra senses that we have. So we have our physical 5 senses, so like seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, feeling. Well, we have our physical senses. So like I can see you, I can smell you, I can hear you, I could taste you, but that would be awkward. But then you have the metaphysical senses, which are the clairs, and there's 6 of them that we're going to talk about today.
So the first clair we're going to talk about is clairaudience, which is clear hearing. So I have clairaudience. I apparently have had this since I can remember. Some of the things that, like, I don't know, symptoms of you being clairaudient.
Symptoms? You're done with the sickness.
I'm done with the sickness.
Sorry, done.
Because I've been looking it up, and one of the things is you have a lot of ear problems as a child. But yeah, when I was a child, I had problems with my ears. I used to get ear infections all the time, and I didn't want to be in loud places because it was like, the volume was so loud on certain things that it like scared me.
You're looking at me to see if that resonates with me too?
It probably doesn't because you know about it.
No, it actually does. When I was
does?
When I was a child, my mother took my brother and I on a hot air balloon ride, and I wanted to cry the entire time because it was so loud.
Yeah. A lot of things with clairaudience is like the volume on certain things is just different, like louder, and things will be quieter. I don't know if that makes sense.
I think I can hear things better when they're quieter. Like pick apart things like you were talking about.
So what she's talking about, one of the ways to strengthen clairaudience is when you're listening to music, you want to focus on parts of the music. So like if there's a piano playing somewhere in the music, you turn down all of the other instruments and the person singing, and you just listen to the music. Like you should not be able to hear anything else, just the piano. And I also did this without knowing that I was doing it as a child, where I can sit in a room of screaming people and read a book because I can literally just turn the volume down on the people screaming.
I can't. I do the opposite.
I know, because you have ADHD.
Oh, okay. I can focus on one thing at a time, but it's hard for me. Like, if we're having a conversation and you have the TV playing in the background and the TV's too loud, I will literally have a mental breakdown because I'm like, just turn off the TV so I can focus on you, because right now I literally just want to listen to the television, but I know you're talking to me and it's going to make me explode.
Another thing is people will get ringing in their ears. That is like the energy, I don't know, in that area that wants to be heard, I guess, or released, or there's energy that you...
Metaphysical energy around you.
And I don't know, I've seen people who are like, when that happens, you just like gotta raise your vibration so that you can like speak to the spirit or listen to the message that they have to give.
I would think that you'd have to just lower your vibration, because I would think that your energy is what's getting in the way of you perceiving it. M researches all of these things because she's not a psychic medium, but I'm a psychic medium. So I love when she tells me what other people say other people should do to like because I just don't understand it. That's all.
Yeah, but like when it's happening to me, I'm like, why is this happening to me? What's happening to me? It's weird.
Did you say that you raise your frequencies to get through it, or do you lower your energy to?
What I'm trying to explain is like we're on a lower vibration, and that's why things can't talk to us. So like on the earth, we have a lower vibration because we have like all of these things spinning around us, and it's like scattered energy and like, I don't know, negative limiting beliefs, things like that, that lowers your vibration. But when you open your chakras, you're raising your vibration because the vibration is aligning itself. So you have to raise your vibration. What I do is I focus my energy. What it feels like is I'm lowering my energy. Because I'm such an anxious person, I give off this scattered anxiety energy, which lowers my vibration and makes it hard for spirits to communicate with me. So because it's anxiety, I'm essentially calming down my anxiety in order for them to speak with me, which inevitably is going to raise my frequency and align my energy and my chakras. What do you do?
When spirits come in?
Yeah.
Well, I have my walls, so the first thing that they have to do is like what your spirit guide just did 2 minutes ago, was make my ear hurt and be like, hey you, I'm here, I got something to say. And then I'm like, okay, are you okay? Can I talk to you? Or like, is this some random person that I don't know about? So first I'll be like, okay, who are you? And she showed me the red with the black and the scrunchie. So I was like, okay, I know who you are. And then I was like, well, what do you have to say? And she was pointing to like headspace. And I was like, okay, so we're talking about things that have to do with the head. And I was like, okay, well, what else? And I was like, give me like a word, because that's easier, because we're talking about so many things right now. And she gave me the word sentience. And I was like, okay, so we're talking about the Clairs, which deal with the mind, and she wants to talk about sentience. And I said, well, what about Clairsentience? And she pointed to you and to your head and on your right-hand side. And I was like, oh, okay, so M's Clairsentience. And she's like, yes, yes. But yeah. I was like, well, M just said that she feels like she's clairsentient, so why do you need me to tell her? And she's like, you have to like reaffirm it to her, because she's telling you that you need to validate it. But I have to validate what you were saying, because even though you were saying it, you don't actually believe it. And she's like, that's what I do. I have to let the person in to have charades, and now my ear's hurting again.
Why is it hurting? You do something though.
I do something?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
You do something with your energy.
I feel like if I do anything, I calm down, because I get the energy that I'm getting, like you said, is on a higher frequency, because I literally, souls and spirit guides for me are just energy, because they don't exist within the physical plane of existence. So their energy is higher, and it makes me anxious. That's one of the things that bothers me about being a medium, is because I have anxiety all the time, because it's energy. So I have to be like, okay, don't freak out. It's just a soul. It's fine. And then we go from there. So I think I calm myself down.
I think it's because you have a whole bunch of scattered energy everywhere.
And I have just to pinpoint. Yeah.
Putting it down.
Yeah.
That's what I do. So when you have clairaudience and you are starting to hear voices and things like that, usually it'll be in your tone of voice. So a lot of people who are clairaudient have like an inner monologue. They like speak conversations in their head, in their voice. For me, I have an inner monologue, and when I hear other people speaking in my head, it's in my tone of voice, but it's like it interrupts me speaking to myself.
So yeah, M hears people in her own inner monologue, but understands that it's not her saying the things, right?
Yeah, it's like I'll be speaking in my head, like having a conversation with myself, and then all of a sudden I'll hear my voice say something else that I wasn't thinking of that interrupts my thoughts.
Do you have almost like that wispy kind of feeling in your chest when you get that? Because that's usually how I associate information. It's not my own too, because it comes almost too effortlessly, like it's not grounded within me, it's coming from somewhere else, like in the wind. Not physically in the wind.
Tingling sensations in my head.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
That's cool.
I don't get that. I like when I talk to people from different areas, because sometimes when I say things that they give me word-wise, it'll come out in their dialect, or like if they use words that I don't get. And I feel kind of like when I was talking to somebody that was from the South and their family was from the South. And I wanted to talk in like a little bit of a Southern draw. And when I started doing it, I was like, oh gosh, stop doing this. That's like rude. You can't do that. But again, it wasn't me. It was the person that I was talking to, and they'll use different phrases. Like, I'm Midwestern, so I'll say like mom or mother. But the person that I was talking to and channeling was from the South, so he was saying like mama. And
another thing with
like
Clairaudience is they will affect how you speak, like what you say.
Mm-hmm.
So when I read cards, a lot of times I will just start saying what the card says, and they will manipulate what I'm saying. So like I don't know where things come from when I say them. But what I was getting at before, the voice in my head is in my voice to prevent me from being scared, because if I heard other people's voices in my head, it would be scary. So
yeah,
that's usually how it comes in for people who aren't psychic mediums, because it's scary and they don't want to scare you.
Some people will hear things like physically in their ears, but again, I don't
yeah.
like that. So I ask my guides and spirit not to do that because I have boundaries. Because you don't want like some weird person being like, my favorite color is chartreuse in your ear.
Sometimes I don't. I physically hear things. I don't hear voices because again, that would scare me.
Well, M physically hears like actual paranormal things. Whereas I don't.
Oh, you're talking about the tapping?
Yeah, I didn't hear it. I just heard
you didn't hear it?
No, I heard it in my head.
Is there someone in my house? Anyways.
Sorry.
So I physically hear things. I hear tapping. I will hear my tarot cards whistle when they want to come out.
That's new. I didn't know about that.
I've told you.
But I thought you meant like when they come out, they whistle. But it's before they come out?
No. Like certain cards that want to come out will make a sound. I don't know.
That's cool.
And then when things I have to look at, the volume of them will turn up. So my fish tank was having a problem. And the fish tank was louder than normal. Like I thought I needed to get a new fish, like a new filter. And then when we fixed the problem, it went back to being quiet.
That's so cool. I wish I could do that.
Yeah, I don't know, I'm very clairaudient.
When I get really old and like my hips start going or something, will you please tell me that my hips are whistling? Be like, we gotta get that replaced. Your hips whistling.
I explained it all away, so I don't know how you make it that cool.
I think you should have told me that sooner. That's just crazy.
What, that my cards whistle?
Well, one, that they whistle, but two, also when things have something wrong with them, they whistle.
They make noise. They don't necessarily whistle, but they like make a noise, and the volume of them is so loud that I can't ignore it.
To be like, there's something wrong with this, look at it. That's weird.
The fish tank was like, I literally was like, I cleaned the fish tank twice in the same week, so I was like, I can't deal with the filter, it's so loud. And I was about to go get a new filter, and then when we cleaned the entire fish tank out, it was quiet.
That's so weird. I think I remember you saying that, but you explained it to me like it was the filter.
Yeah.
We should explain what the problem was. Okay, so M obviously is clairaudient, and she said that the fish tank sounded louder than everything else in the room. So that's how she thought that there was something wrong with it. But she explained it away with her ego, saying, no, it's just the filter that's really loud.
A new filter because it's too loud.
But I'm a fucking psychic medium and pet psychic, and her fish was like, her fish was like, I'm not feeling good. There's things in my tank. And I was like, what are you talking about? Of course there's things in your tank. You're a fish. And then I looked, and there was these little white bugs everywhere. And I was like, oh no, Em, there's bugs in here. And she's like, what? Oh my god. So then we fixed it, and then the fact that you said that
when we did that, it stopped.
But
I cleaned the tank twice before that, and it was still loud.
But that's so cool.
It's weird.
I
explained it away.
We got to the same, but we got to the same issue, only I got it from the fish and you got it from Clairaudience.
Yeah.
That shit's wild.
Uh-huh.
I love it.
Hi, it's Future Editing M coming to you from my couch because we kind of filmed a lot of content on this topic and I needed to split it into a couple parts. So make sure you guys subscribe, hit that notification bell, because next week we are going to cover clairvoyancy, which is clear seeing. I also want to say before I leave you guys that with all of the clairs and psychic abilities, you want to go through this process yourself and with your spirit guides Don't just take what we say or anyone else says as this is what clairaudience is and this is how you do it and this is how you strengthen it, because it is going to be different for every single person, and it is going to be a journey that you go through with your spirit guides. Your spirit guides are the ones that know how it works, and they are the ones that are going to help you through this. So make sure you guys check out the rest of our Clair videos. However, while you guys wait for next week's video, make sure to check out these videos next, and we'll see you guys in the next one. We are your Meta Psyckicks.
I hug my spirit guides a lot.
Interesting. How do you do that?
I see a little image of myself in the dark area, and I like get in with them, and I'm like, and that's what I just tried to do with your guide, and she was like, oh my god, stop it. Because I was trying to thank her for.
And he hugs her off as a big cloud.
He literally just went like this.